Welcome to Ticket Tailor 101. My name's George, part of the team here in London. This is a quick video to show you how to set up a simple event on Ticket Tailor. We'll go through some of the key features you need in order to get any event live, really. Lots of features we might not touch on, some of the more complex ones, but I'll try and point them out as we go along. But we have lots of help articles and obviously customer support as well. So if you do need further information, then do reach out. But today I'm going to start creating this event and show you how to create a festival. So the first thing you need to do is click on your create event button and add your email address, create a password. Once you've created an account, you'll create your box office at the next step. You'll have to verify your email. So you'll get a code sent immediately to your email inbox. So verify that. And then you create your box office. So this is usually the name of your company or your event. So today we're going to create Ticket Tailor Festival. And we'll fill in the type, and this basic information doesn't really affect your experience of the product, but helps us know who's creating events on the platform. So within your box office, you can have as many team members with access, and you can give them different permission levels as well. So if you have, say, a junior member of your team who you just want to be able to access orders and see how many tickets have been sold, you can have that right the way up to someone who has full admin access and kind of access to all the features. So you can see here, this is the first page you'll see once you've created an account. And it shows you the 4 simple steps to setting up your event. So first of all, you have to add your event, and that will include your ticket types, etc. Then you add your payment provider. So we work with Stripe or PayPal, and this means you can collect the money from your ticket sales. Then you can customize your event page and get it ready to send out. And then finally, you'll make your event active. So we'll go through all of those steps today and hopefully give you an idea of how to build your first event. So there's a couple of buttons here where you can add your new event. And then you get to your add event info page. So start populating that. This is your event name, obviously. And then you have your start and end date. So this is for the whole duration of the event. You can have recurring events, which is a feature we won't go over today. But if you have multiple time slots or the same event happening on multiple days, you can use this feature. But for today, we're just going to have it over a weekend, sometime in 2021. So that's the start and end date. We'll then put in a venue. So put it in our closest park here. And you have your venue country, and then you have your description. So you can see here, you can add things like images, your videos, your links, and you can really populate this and make it quite complete and full description of your event. Today, just for speed, we'll probably do something quite short. Not the most imaginative festival, but hopefully gives you an idea of how that box works. You can also put HTML code in here as well. So you do have quite a lot of flexibility on how your event page listing looks. Then the next thing, quite an important part of the setup, is adding your images, obviously, to make it look on brand. So you can either use one of our preset images here, or you can upload one that you might have downloaded before. So I'll drop one in here. And this one is for your listings page, and then this one here is for your actual event page. And then really important bit here is adding your tickets. So we have ticket types and ticket groups, and we also have seating charts over here. I won't show seating charts today, but obviously we now have fully featured seating chart tool if you'd want to use that. You'll need to add your billing details in order to enable that. Because there are additional charges with seating tickets. But for now, we're just going to use ticket types and ticket groups. Ticket groups are a really useful way to bucket ticket types under effectively a group which you can have your own quantity and capacity for. So a good example of that is if you were to have a festival, you might have Saturday tickets where you want 1,000 people, Sunday tickets, another 1,000 people, and then new ticket group for maybe weekend tickets where you have, say, 3,000. And then within each one of these groups, you can add ticket types, and you'll never go over that max quantity of 1,000 tickets. So we'll add a new ticket type now, and we'll put a general admission ticket here, and we'll say it's £50, and there's up to 1,000 of them, and then we'll drop that into the Saturday tickets. See here, you have the option to add a description if you'd like. You can also add a booking fee, so any of the fees from either Tailor or Stripe or PayPal, you can cover here and pass on to your ticket buyers. So we'll put a small booking fee there of £2 on. Also have features here in terms of the status. You can have tickets which are hidden, for example, so you only see them on the back end for now. You can have access codes behind them to ensure only certain people can see them if they have a code. You can display them as sold out or unavailable, or you can have some which are only visible to admins. So quite a few options there on the status. You also have a min and max order size. A lot of people don't use this, but can be useful in some circumstances. If you don't want, for example, one person buying 20 tickets, you can limit that to 6. Or if you want to make sure everyone buys at least 2, you can put a minimum order there. For now, we won't put any limits on that. You can also do things like hide the tickets before or after a certain time. So if you have certain ticket prices that you don't want to release until maybe 3 or 4 weeks before the event, you can use this feature here to control that. You can hide tickets when they're sold out, and you can also show the quantity remaining on the event page if you want to have a bit of urgency around the event. So I'm going to save this ticket and then continue to populate all the other ticket types. So now you can see I've done an example here where you have a general admission or a student ticket for each day. You'll see that there the quantities for both are 1,000, even though the max quantity is 1,000. What that means is, in this example, you'll only ever sell 1,000 Sunday tickets, but the percentage between general admission or student ticket isn't set. So you might end up selling 100% general admission, you might end up selling 100% student tickets. That's what that allows. If you want, you could obviously set student tickets at 200, and there would still only be 200 student tickets available for that Sunday. But that's all set up now. And now we go down to event settings. So you'll see here we have transaction fee. A lot of people ask what's the difference between a booking fee and a transaction fee. So a booking fee will get applied to every individual ticket bought. So if someone came in here and bought 5 general admission tickets and the booking fee was £2, they would be paying £10 booking fee. If there was no booking fee set, but there was a transaction fee set, then I'd say at £5, then if someone bought 10 tickets, they would still only pay £5 transaction fee per transaction. And then you also have settings here for example, the currency you want to take. You can see here you can collect in a whole range of currencies. You can also allow customers to make donations, and you can change the messaging around that and have a suggested donation amount. And then there's advanced settings down here. You can change the language around whether they're buying tickets. Some people want reserve a ticket. You can grab a ticket, whatever kind of language suits your brand, you can use that. You can also decide when the event is published. So if you want to automate that so that it comes live at a certain time or at an interval before the event starts, you can also do that. And then a few other features here like activating a waitlist. So waitlist, for example, if your event sells out, you can have an email box and you can collect emails for people who are still interested in your event, and you can email them later on if new tickets become available. But for now, I'm going to leave those basic settings in place and save your event. So you'll see here then the next screen is asking us to connect a payment provider. You can do that with Stripe, which we recommend, PayPal, or offline payments. So that would be, for example, getting someone to pay at the door, pay by bank transfer. But for now, I'm going to set up Stripe to take payment. If you're logged in, this is a fairly quick process. So I've now added the Stripe account. So we're ready to collect money now, and you'll be able to see here that the event page is actually nearly ready to start sending out to ticket buyers. So you have the name, it's still in draft because we haven't published it. There's the image that we posted earlier, the description. It's found our venue on the map, and we have the buy tickets button. So you can see here, now we have those tickets. So the Saturday tickets, the Sunday tickets, and the weekend tickets with those ticket types that we put beneath each one. And you can see here, you can do 1 up to 20 tickets in one go. So if we were to select a ticket here to buy, you'll notice that the next page asks us for checkout information. So the standard information we ask for is just name and email, as we need those to send tickets out to people. But you have quite a lot of flexibility here about additional questions you can ask. So I'll show you how to do that now, so that's quite an important part of the process. So you'll come back into your event page here, and you'll go to your checkout form. And you can see here you have the option, if you have multiple events, you can edit it just for a specific event, or you can do it for all your events under your box office. So seeing as we've only got one event for now, we can just do that. And you can see here you have buyer questions and attendee questions. So if I'm buying a ticket for me and 5 friends, buyer questions I'll only have to answer. If it's attendee questions, I'll be answering questions for all of my friends as well. So I'll show you how you can add questions here, have a whole list of types of questions you can ask, which response you want. So you can have opt-in to receive marketing emails, for example. You can have select and answer from a drop-down or radio buttons, or you can have checkboxes. So it's a great way to kind of get marketing information, potentially. How do people hear about your event, or information that's going to help you with operations on the day. So, you know, a lot of events that, for example, are serving food, you might want to ask if there's dietary requirements, for example. For now, we won't add any more custom questions. Then the next part of the process to look at really is order confirmation. So this is the email that the ticket buyer will receive immediately after purchasing their ticket. And again, similar to the event description page, you have a lot of flexibility here around making it look on brand, using your own tone of voice and color palette. You can see here the QR code and barcode automatically generated and put into the order confirmation. That will work with our free check-in app, ticket scanning app, which I can show you later. But again, if you're not using ticket scanning app and maybe you're just doing a door list, you can simply delete those and take those out. Lots of information here that you may or may not want to share on the order confirmation. You can also do things like attach the ticket vouchers as a PDF, can make it slightly easier to print out. And you can also attach invoices as well if that's something your ticket buyers are likely to need. So I have templates here for online events. So if you're running an online event, you can just drop down here and that will make it slightly more appropriate for your online event with an online event link. And we'll obviously take away the QR code, as you won't need those for online events. Again, for now, we'll just leave that where it is. Now, next important part of your getting your event ready is obviously to make it look right. So I'm going to go to the event page design, and then you'll put into this design studio. So this is your listings page. So if you have multiple events, you'll have all of your events down here. So if I had Ticket Tailor Festival 2022, for example, that would be below, and then 2023 below that. For now, we're mainly looking at the actual event page because we only have one event. This is the page we'll probably be sharing with our customers. So we have a few themes here, which you can automatically use, or you can have custom. So I'm going to have a little play around with these custom colors to try and make it look a little bit more on brand for Ticket Tailor. Okay, so you can see now, managed to change the colors to look slightly more like a Ticket Tailor look and feel. And you can also see it works pretty nicely for mobile. So you can see the event there. That's what users will see if they are coming on by mobile. For now, we will save those changes and come out to your page. You are ready to put your event live. So you can have one last preview of your event here to see what it looks like. If you're happy with that, you can see all your tickets are correct. You can simply publish your event. So change your event state from draft to published, and you're now ready to start selling tickets, which is the exciting bit. Before you do that, you're probably going to want to get your event in front of your audience somehow. So you have a few options for that. You have your event page link here, which you can share on Facebook or Twitter, or you can put it into emails or on your website. And you can come into the promote section here for a few more options on that. So you can edit your link settings. You can choose the event you want to direct people towards, and you can also put referral tags if you have certain campaigns, for example, Facebook campaign. You also have your buy ticket buttons here. So if you want to drop this HTML code into your website, then you can do that, and people can click on the buy ticket button, which will take them straight to the event page. And then finally, you have your website embed codes here. So you can see here, this is a simple widget which you can drop this code onto your site, and people will actually be able to purchase the ticket without leaving your website. So you can come into here into edit your widget options, and you can play around with some of these settings to make it look how you want it to. So I'll hide the header and event description. I'm going to show just tickets for this one event, and then update the widget. And there you can see that's actually just the tickets. So you'll be able to drop this code, and you'll be able to see this widget directly on your site. You can still customize some of the colors here as well. So you can play around with that to make it look on brand again. Whilst you're in here as well, it's a good idea to look at promo codes. So a lot of users will want to use discount codes or voucher codes. I won't go through how you set them all up, but just to kind of flag here, discount codes are similar to things you might see flying around the internet, which allows anyone to access a discount. So they can be used multiple times, might be for a Black Friday sale or something like that, and they can be used again and again. Voucher code is more like a gift card. So you'll have a certain value assigned to the voucher code, and there'll be a one-time use on that. A few other things just to flag to you here as well before we finish the demo. So you can connect various apps to your box office. So for example, you can track your Facebook ads by adding a pixel, track your box office visitors using Google Analytics, and you can use things like MailChimp and Zapier as well to connect to hundreds more integrations. Team access, I mentioned at the beginning. You can invite teammates. So you can add their email, and then you can give them different permission levels. You can also have your check-in app users, so that you can scan those QR and barcodes. You can add a user here, select the event you want them to have access to, or you can give them access to all events, and they'll be able to download that onto their phone and start using that for when you need to check guests in at the event. And then final few things to show you is just about tracking how ticket sales are going and how the event is going. So you go back to your events and go into this festival here. And you can see here that you can start tracking sales. So you can see your ticket sales for any given ticket, see how those are going. You can click here and you can load a full sales summary here. So it'll actually give you a graph per day. You can also see referral sales summary. So as I mentioned earlier about changing that link to include certain campaigns, if you are using those campaigns, then you'll be able to see how successful they are over time as well. And then finally, event page views here. So you can look over the last 7 days, 4 weeks, or last year to see how many views you're getting to your event page. And then we won't look at it today, but you obviously have lots of access here around managing your issued tickets. So you can export a door list at any stage. You can search for ticket sales. If someone is contacting you saying they're not sure they've bought a ticket or they want to see the details of that, you can find that ticket, and you can also do things like resend that or cancel it directly from Tailor. Also, you can have your waitlist signups here. So mentioned, if your event sells out, you want to continue allowing people to register their interest, you can track all of that in the waitlist signups. And broadcast as well is a really important feature. So effectively, this is the ability to email all of your ticket buyers or waitlist guests before or after you've sent the order confirmation, but probably before or immediately after your event. So you can select your recipients, choose a subject, and put your message details in there. And then you can decide when you want to send it, either immediately or you can do it at a scheduled interval before or after your event. So 24 hours before your event starts, you're probably not going to want to be thinking about sending an email out. But fortunately, you can just come in here months before, you can prepare to send this email and have it all set up, and you can just be rest assured that it's going to be sent out 24 hours before your event. So that is all the key features there. But like I said, there's lots of things we haven't touched on here, things like recurring events, duplicating events, seated tickets as well. So if you do have any questions, best thing to do is firstly to visit the Help Center. There's probably a really short and simple explanation for your question. Or if it's a little bit more complex, you can't find the answer, then customer support in the bottom right. It's always open, and hopefully you'll get a quick response from the team and answer any questions. So I hope this has been helpful, giving you a good idea of how to set up your first event on Ticket